disappointed about myself because I did not come up with this idea. I was disappointed because I felt that I was still so slow in adapting, slow to make changes in my life. I thought to myself, maybe I sabotage myself, maybe I don't want to go this way. But then I walked through the supermarket, I walked through the aisles, through the sections. I thought about it deeply over and over again, and yet I could not make a decision. I was mad. I was infuriated. I, I wanted to change my life. I wanted to make something work, but I could not help myself. I did not know how. I was infuriated and mad about myself. Why didn't I come up with an idea previously? Why didn't I make plans in advance? And why didn't I thought about it in my youth, in my childhood? The food of a superhero is very important. The nutrition is essential. Every superhero hero has a special way, has habits, special habits which make them unique, which put them above others. I was incensed. But then I said to myself, I cannot go home again. I cannot feel this shame and disappointment. I cannot be this failed superhero again. I have to change something. I have to change my life. I was determined to not leave this supermarket without making up my mind. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change it right there in the middle and among these people who did not seem to care, who lived their mundane lives. I looked at these people. I looked at them passing by, living their mundane lives without a purpose. Their lives are going nowhere. And I said to myself, I cannot be like them. This is not what superheroes supposed to be. I am different. I am unique. I'm a superhero. I went through the supermarket. I bought from everything I thought which is necessary. I bought some cereals. I bought some milk. I bought pancakes. I bought eggs. I bought cheese, bacon, everything I found. I wanted to buy from everything something, and then wanted to create a superfood which only superheroes eat. I went home immediately. I was overjoyed. I felt a rush, this agitation that I can do everything, that I can accomplish everything. I went straight into my kitchen, put all the food down. I laid it all in front of me. I wanted to see them. I wanted to look at them, see their speciality, and then I wanted to mix them, create this super food which would be defining, which would then turn my life and would help me to reach my destiny. But the longer I stared at the food I had bought, the more I felt lost because I could not come up with an idea how to make this superfood. It had to be unique, something I had not tasted before. No one had. This had to be my thing. This had to be my idea, my. But I had not learned how to cook properly. I, I was just. I had eaten my entire life junk food or food which you can heat up in the microwave. I did not know how to prepare intricate meals. I did not know how to make delicious food which you see in the TV, which you see on TV and all, and on ads. I did never watch cooking shows. I was never really interested in these shows, nor was I ever interested in managing my life back then. I saw myself. I saw this child who was always patronized by their parents. When I would wake up in the morning, my breakfast would be already there on the table. My mother would always take care of it. I never had to to worry and think about how to make myself a meal. My table was always set. I could always count on something, something be there. And then when my parents died, uh, I I the I bought food which you could easily heat up without any without any difficulties. So I lived on with mostly eating junk food. But here now, this new task was for me impossible to accomplish. I watched the food, I stared at it in awe. Again, I felt distraught. Again, I did not know what to do. And I felt this rage. I felt this rage again. I was again mad about myself. I said to myself, you knew that you wanted to be a hero. You are dreaming this dream your entire life. You wanted to be a hero. Why didn't you make preparations? Why didn't you arrange your life accordingly? This was the moment where I woke up, where I understood that all this time where I wanted to be a hero, where I wanted to be special, I never really prepared for it. I only read about it. I read about comics. I had action figures. I would play with action figures, but I never prepared for it. I never thought about the fact that what do superheroes need? What skills do superheroes need? Clark Kent was a was a journalist. He knew how to write write articles. He knew how to manage his life. But in comparison to Clark Kent, I could not manage my life. I did not learn how to manage my life. I was still the same boy. I was still this child who needed their parents to take care of him. I felt distraught. I somehow understood that I had never grown up. I understood that I was still this child that could not survive on his own, and not to mention to go on adventures. I was I was lost. I was mad. I was mad about myself. For the first time, stopped considering me as a superhero. I more and more started doubting whether I really have it in me, whether I could really be this person which I aspire, which I desired so desperately, which I wanted to believe so desperately. It was one sole disappointment. I gave it up. I threw everything in the bag, in a bag, and then in the trash. I was upset. I sat down and stared again in the empty space in front of me. I walked through this house, through the rooms, tried to imagine, tried to fathom the past, and maybe think about the moment in my life where I had lost it, where I had lost the connection to my dream. I said, I said to myself, there was definitely one decisive moment in my childhood where I went astray from my dream, where I made one wrong decision, where I made one where I took one wrong turn and everything fall apart like a card house. I thought about it. I thought about it deeply. It kept pestering me day and day, night and night. When was this moment? At which point in my life I stopped being a hero? I stopped becoming this hero. I stopped following my dreams. When was it? I walked through this empty house, through the moment. I tried to visualize all these moments in my life where I made decisions, fatal decisions, decisions which derailed my life. But I more and more came to the conclusion that I actually have never made any significant decision in my life. I never even had choices. And I thought about myself that becoming a hero, my decision becoming a hero was probably one of the most significant decisions I made in my life. But after that, nothing came about. Why? Why? Because I was an only child. All my decisions were made for me. My parents, despite they all stared at each other, despite they were all mute, they made all the decisions for me. They patronized me. They thought they could read my wishes from my eyes. And so it happened that I never really made a decision about my life, about who I wanted to become. And this is the reason why I never left this home, why I still live in this home. And the only thing which is left of me, my identity, the decision which I made for myself was to become a hero. And this dream, this one dream, which would have been defining for me, which would have been so important for me, it crumbled in front of my eyes because I could not make a decision, even a simple decision like food. What do superheroes eat? I was incensed. I understood that up to this life, up to this moment, I had never lived. I had lived still as a little boy, and I never thought about it. I never made plans about my future because I always thought that my parents would stay alive forever. But then One day they're gone.